ساتوی پسروینو داد شهیدانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور ساتوی پسروینو داد شهیدانو کور داد کور داد باتورانو.
Hello and good evening. Today is Wednesday, April 9, 2025. I'm Suleiman Talash and you're watching English News Bulletin from RTA News. The Iranian embassy in Kabul said that Mohammad Reza Nazari, the head of the coordination office of the country's foreign ministry, discussed strengthening economic relations with Shafi Azam, the head of the economic relations department of the Afghan Ministry of Foreign Affairs. On the other hand, analysts believe that these meetings are important in developing relations between the two countries. Here is the rest of the story.
The Iranian embassy in Kabul says that Mohammad Reza Nazari, Director of Coordination Office of the Iranian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, met with Shafi Azam, Director of Economic Relations of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. The Iranian embassy in Kabul wrote on its official website that the two sides discussed strengthening economic relations in this meeting.
Our trade border with Iran has extended $3 billion, and the more this relationship grows and the more ease there is in the trade sector, the more it will benefit both countries.
Meanwhile, Iranian Vice President Mohammad Reza Aref, during his visit to the country's Khorasan Razavi province, called for the development of relations with neighboring countries, especially with Afghanistan border provinces.
We can achieve benefits in this area such as trade, energy, transit and infrastructure. Employment will increase and regional stability will also be promoted. This success depends on practical steps and favorable conditions. Overall, this is a positive step. We have many commonalities with them, and it is important to note that we also maintain good relations with them.
This comes at a time when Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, in a meeting with the country's ambassador to Kabul, Ali Reza Bigdili, called the development of relations between Afghanistan and Iran valuable.
A special meeting on the mistreatment and forced deportation of Afghan refugees chaired by Mullah Muhammad Hassan Akhund, the Prime Minister of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, strongly condemned the un-Islamic and inhuman treatment of Afghan refugees and their forced deportation against all principles. Let's see more in the report.
The deputy spokesman of the Islamic Emirate says that a special meeting was held on the mistreatment and forced deportation of Afghan refugees, chaired by Mullah Muhammad Hassan Akhund, the Prime Minister of the Islamic Emirate, in which they strongly condemned the un-Islamic and inhuman treatment of Afghan refugees and their forced deportation against all principles.
This action is against all Islamic teachings, international principles, and the rights of neighboring countries. Therefore, it's called on the people of Pakistan, political parties, religious scholars, and influential figures to fulfill their Islamic and neighborly responsibilities.
At the same time, the Ministry of Refugees and Repatriation Affairs considers the mistreatment of Afghan refugees by Pakistan and Iran unacceptable and intolerable, adding that these countries should end the violence and mistreatment they have started against Afghan refugees, and that no one has the right to use refugees as a tool for their political goals. A delegation led by Sheikh Khalil Rahman Fani, Deputy Minister of Finance and Administration of the Ministry of Refugees and Repatriation Affairs, has travelled to Torkham to solve the problems of returning Afghans, providing facilities and ensure good management in various areas.
At Torkham and Spinboldak, all work teams are present in every section, and the work is progressing well. A delegation from the Ministry of Refugees and Repatriation, led by Finance Deputy Sheikh Khalil Rahman Fani, has been sent to Torkham to assess the available facilities and needs and to share their report with the ministry's leadership.
Mufti Abdul Muttalib Haqqani, spokesman of the Ministry of Refugees and Repatriation, said in a press release that 8,025 Afghan refugees have been deported from Pakistan in the past 2 days and sent to Afghanistan through Torkham and Spinboldak. These refugees include undocumented Afghans and those with ECC cards, and they have also assisted 2,614 returnees. Meanwhile, Amnesty International has once again called on Pakistan to stop the forced deportation of Afghan refugees.
Pakistan is moving ahead with the second phase of its illegal aliens repatriation plan to deport more than 800,000 Afghan citizens with valid Afghan ID cards. We call on the Pakistani government to immediately reverse the decision to deport Afghan refugees and asylum seekers and take corrective measures in accordance with international human rights law. This contradicts all principles and fosters division between two nations. It's also against diplomatic norms between Pakistan and Afghanistan, creating distance that is not in the interest of either country.
According to figures from the Ministry of Refugees and Repatriation, 14,115 Afghan refugees have returned to their country from the neighboring countries between April 1 and 7, 2025.
Sheikh Shahabuddin Dilavar, the General Director of the Afghan Red Crescent Society, held an online meeting with officials of Red Crescent and Red Cross societies from 60 countries in the presence of Ahmad Suleiman, the President of the International Federation for the Red Cross and Red Crescent societies in Afghanistan. The Afghan Red Crescent Society says that the meeting discussed the development of financial resources of national societies, capacity building of staff, coordination, and strengthening of humanitarian activities. The High Commission for Addressing Refugees Problem says that 769 families totaling 3,743 individuals returned to the country from Pakistan yesterday. According to the Commission, 2,189 Afghan refugees also returned to the country from Iran yesterday. In addition to cash assistance, the Commission has also provided services in the areas of short-term settlement, transportation, health, and a number of other services. The Herat Provincial Government's media office says that water from Salma Dam has been released into the Hariro River for irrigating agricultural lands. The office, in a statement, urged the citizens to avoid the banks of the river to avoid potential dangers. Last year, 954 education-related institutions and educational centers were renovated in the country for 455 million Afghanis. The Ministry of Education says that 871 of these buildings were renovated with the ministry's budget and the remaining 83 with the support of partner organizations. The Ministry of Interior Affairs reports that the counter-terrorism police have seized 18 weapons and ammunition during various clearance operations in Faryab, Balkh, Parwan, and Samangan provinces. The ministry also states that 4 individuals have been arrested in this regard and have been handed over to judicial and legal departments for investigation. And that's all for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good night.